Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, also known as Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Last episode, we made our way into the ineluctable prison itself, a place that seems to be dealing with interior fights and the like. They've got problems going on. We spoke with Baphomet, who spoke through a mirror, and we know that the Hand of the Inheritor is in here. Let's see. The cell bars are made of not of metal or stone, but of durable bone that seems to grow out of the floor and walls. It is as though what you are seeing is the skeleton of a prison with other nightmares growing onto it.
Pretty good, aren't I?
The prisoners were slaughtered quickly and carelessly. The guards were clearly in a hurry. We got another fight here. I heard the master got a nasty wound.
I bet it's all Docticula's doing. There's a reason why we're at war with her now.
Or was it heaven? Maybe it was that angel prisoner who struck our lord.
Let's have some fun.
It was none of the above. Kill the succubus first, 100%. And they're all dealt with.
My skills are
100% succubus dies first. Take those. What have we got in here? Viscous dark blood is seeping from the bone walls.
Thanks, Len.
Under the trickles of blood, you notice scratches that make up the following message. My star has 5 rays, and the 6th is I, and I bring light to your heart. Aha.
There's something here.
And we have a hidden door here. Interesting. This is probably going to be a fight as soon as we open this. Yeah, and I was right. Kill the Gilbereth. There we go. That was easy. I just realized I never actually handed off this belt to anyone. Also, we have Conthier's Wisdom. Conthier's Wisdom is 100% really good. I should give it to someone. What am I wearing? Helm of Static Discharge. So I wouldn't get a bonus from for intelligence. Well, I'd get a bonus to intelligence, but charisma is gotten from Broken Trickster, so that's perfectly fine. I'll give it to you. Oh, you have gnawing magic. I'll find someone to give it to. Physical perfection +4. I've got +6. You've got +4. You can take this. You got physical form, I'll give you... I'll hold on to physical perfection. I'll find someone to give it to later. Now, what have we got in here? Ah! Some loot. Grenadier's half-plate. And Ekri's scroll. A scroll covered in Osirian writings. According to... Okay. Something to look at here. According to legend, a powerful priestess of Wadjet by the name of Ekri crafted this scroll so it could be used at the hour when Wadjet's twin, the dark serpent Apep, would march his armies upon Galarian so that the champions of light could stand against him. The spell inscribed on the scroll was supposed to deprive Apep's spellcasters of their magic. However, the great battle never happened or has not happened yet, and the ability to read the ciphers of the Wadjet cult has become so rare that the value of the scroll now holds is more archaeological than practical. And immunity against bombs. I mean, it is +3, but it's very specific. I am not going to bother with that. That oh, wait. No, I did loot that. And that appears to be everything here. Okay. That said, it seems like we've only got one path left to take. Can't go down that direction, so all we've got left is down these stairs. Everyone catch up, please. Thank you. We got a couple paths here. Oh! Okay. Oh, shit! Run, 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 run. Okay. This is gonna be a pain. Let me drop a save. Alright, let's see if we can get through this before... Oh, shit! Ow. Surprisingly, we survived that. I have no idea how. Destroy the obelisk. Ow. Surprisingly, we're actually surviving getting run over by boulders. There is something up there to look at. Ow.
We do it my way.
Okay. Another magic circle we can awaken.
Quite splendidly.
So what have we got up here? Another stairwell. A lot of dead bodies. Oh, there's some people. Another midnight bolt. Oh. Baphomet's unholy symbol is covered in the blood of the innocent who were sacrificed before it.
Let's prove their logic
Right,
is
definitely gonna kill all of these.
You're irrelevant.
Tactical retreat!
Woljif, no! Oh, they're all dead. And Woljif is somehow fine. Didn't quite die.
Follow if you dare.
Ooh, Baphomet the Uncaged. That's something we can read. And Grimoire of the Beast excerpts. And, okay, more Grimoire of the Beast excerpts. And this is... Angel's Heart, the heart torn from the chest of the hand of the inheritor, the heavenly warrior who served Diomede. It is still beating, bleeding, and covered in 1,000 wounds. Well, that's useful.
Are made to be broken.
Right, give another heal to Woljif. Thank you. And we can learn from these 3 things. Info there. Baphomet the Uncaged. Grimoire of the Beast. So what does that give me? Scroll down, scroll down. Increases sneak attack by 1d6. We don't sneak attack. +1 competence bonus on saving throws against confusion spells. That is actually useful. Okay. That seems to be everything here. So we've investigated this area. Boulder is falling. We'll see what's down in this direction.
I'm off.
Another door. Open it and get in. Baphomet the Imprisoned again. We picked up one of those before. This is a fancy room.
Interesting.
The bed is covered with old moldy sheets that haven't been changed in a long time. The drooling Demodan stares at you dully. The bookshelf is full of rare arcane tomes, so ancient that even the dust that rests on them is priceless. An unfinished golem with small gems installed in its eyes. The basics of sin magic. These scrolls look so old they might crumble to dust at a single touch. This undead was dissected with great skill and care. The pages of this book are hopelessly ruined. It is no longer possible to read it. However, the soothing aura around it persists despite Baphomet's minions' best efforts. Alderpash, eh? Huh. Let me drop a save here. Who are you? The room you're in looks more like a palace than a prison. Every part of it is impeccably clean, despite the fact that the cell's inhabitant has been dead for millennia. The words coming out of the dead man's mouth catch you off guard.
Why, hello there, my dear. I've been waiting and waiting, wondering what my guest was up to and why she hasn't shown up yet. Don't be shy. Have a seat. Eat to your heart's content. When you're someone important, you don't talk business standing up, now do you? And we do indeed have business to discuss. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Alderpash, Rune Lord of Wrath, a destroyer and a conqueror, the great tyrant of Bakrakan. Doesn't ring any bells? I understand. Many millennia have passed, and all of them I've spent in this prison as Baphomet's captive. It's been a while since I've strolled around Galarian. My heart was still beating back then. It wasn't until later that I became a lich. Wasn't fond of the idea of dying a prisoner here, you see. Well, that's all beside the point. The guards tipped me off that you had barged into this prison, and I thought fate might bring you to my doorstep. I've been expecting you since. A marvelous find. I've been looking for a sufficiently old but sentient undead specimen to test my theory about the onset of post-mortem senility. Yoo-hoo, Mr. Mummy, we're going to run a few cognitive tests. I will say a word. The rest of Nenio's monologue is drowned out by Alderpash's cat-creaking laughter. Trust me, young lady, I'm in no danger of going senile. But I like you. You remind me of an acquaintance of mine. It's been such a long, long time. She was good, both at work and... But this is no time for reminiscence, and even less so for experiments. Rumors about you have been going around the abyss for a while now. Rumors fly free, you see. Can't snare them, can't cage them. Even down here in the deepest dungeons, a tale flies by every now and again. About the time you took Dresden from the demons, or about the time a goddess and a demon came to coax you to their side. I've long since wanted to see you for myself and take your measure. You feel the dead eyes fix their gaze on you. Let's see. You can't fool me. You're no human, you're a shapeshifter. And an odd one at that. Not a fae, not some transmuter, but a fox in human form. What a fascinating creature. I've never even heard tell of anyone like you. I want to know more about you. Oh, by all means. I see no reason not to tell you. I've got some impressive stories to share. I was a great tyrant in life. The good folk were scared witless of me. And in death, as you can see, my power is nothing to sniff at. I continue my explorations on magic, the kind that your generation knows nothing about. Go ahead, my dear, ask away. He gives you a benevolent smile. So we have a common enemy in Baphomet. Indeed. Alas, I haven't had the pleasure of wounding him by my own hand, although I'd dearly love to spill his guts. Yes, I've heard about your feat. Ever since he rushed back to his abyssal realm and locked himself up in his citadel, everyone's been going on and on about you, my dear. What kind of mortal is this that managed to injure our mighty lord? Alderpash lowers his voice in a confiding manner. He won't soon forget you. He may be ancient, but he's such a child at heart. He's been the same ever since he was created. All he cares about are his grudges. Asmodeus wounded him, Lamashtu left him, Descari doesn't see him as his equal, Nocticula refused to bed him. He's a walking collection of scars. His wounds are his essence. So you take heed now. Tell me of your great accomplishments. Oh, they don't teach you youngsters anything these days. Then listen well. 10,000 years ago, there was the great empire of Thassalon, and no nation of today could hold a candle to its glory. It was led by Emperor Zin in accordance with the 7 virtues of rule. His reign was long, but ended in tragedy. Zin was deposed by 7 stewards, who then split Thassalon between them. They twisted the virtues of rule for the sake of their ever-growing power and created the magic of the 7 vices. By the way, those spells of yours, all those silly schools, they were all based on our concepts, except you lot have lost track of their substance, the power itself, over the centuries. These 7 great mages of yore called themselves the Rune Lords, the first of whom was me, Alderpash, Lord of Bakrakan, Rune Lord of Wrath. I'm not going to list all my deeds, that would be boastful, but let's just say I've spilled enough blood to fill all the rivers on Galarian, and the tears my actions brought could fill the same thrice over. Yes, my reign was grand and glorious, and they would tremble at the mention of my name for many centuries to come.
You don't look like a villain to me.
Why, that's because I'm not one. They just call me that, and for what? Was putting 7,000 slaves on stakes for their rebellion an act of villainy? I had the well-being of others in mind. I gave them a warning so they wouldn't die a horrible death. As for plundering neighboring kingdoms and beheading my servants, there's no evil in that at all. That's just the daily life of any ruler. I am prone to fits of temper, yes, but only when there's good reason. If someone failed me, I'd smite them without mercy, it's true, but such lack of restraint is a part of my power and my talent. That's just how we Rune Lords of Wrath are. I remember about 1,000 or so years after I was first thrown in here, a woman by the name of Alaznist came to visit. She was a fierce one, too, ripped my skull off and took it with her as a trophy. Then she went to Bakrakan, found the one who was the Rune Lord of Wrath at the time, the third one after me, executed his wife and 7 children, and made the ruler himself into an undead. She kept whispering to my skull, asking for advice. She really took a shine to me. She was something, that one. The last Rune Lord of Wrath in history, mind you. So I'm not angry with her about the skull. Why would I be? I was reborn from my phylactery anyway. Good as new.
Where do you keep your phylactery? Alderpash smirked slyly.
What a curious question. And what, pray tell, do you need this knowledge for, my dear? Methinks you shouldn't be troubling that clever young head of yours with secrets like that. Let's say you find out where it is. Then what? Let's say you destroy it. But why would you? We're not enemies, we're allies. Besides, you couldn't find it if you tried. I'm no buffoon, my phylactery is hidden in a safe place far from here.
His soft, harmless chuckle could have fooled many, but you notice his hand twitching as soon as you mention the phylactery. I want to learn more about your magic research.
Oh, my dear, I've been keeping busy with all sorts of things over the centuries. I bet you youngsters haven't even heard a whisper about our magic of sin. When Baphomet locked me in here, he wrapped me up in his spells good and tight. The enchantment was so powerful it bound my soul to this very cell. The things I've attempted to circumvent his handiwork, conjuring golems to spread my power beyond the walls of this prison, moving my consciousness into other bodies. Oh, so many minds obliterated in that particular effort, and all for naught. When I grew desperate, I whipped up some fanciful undead, just to vex Baphomet and lay waste to his jail. Must have slaughtered half the labyrinth, then stopped. It was too much of a hassle. I'm just bragging at this point. For you to understand my discoveries, you'd have to study as my apprentice for an age or two. You know what kind of education mages used to get? Far beyond anything they teach these days. Needless to say, I've hidden my most valuable creations and treasures far from this place, so that Baphomet can't get his hands on any of them. The guards assigned to me were so kind as to accept a modest bribe and carry them out of the prison and to stow them somewhere safe.
His phylactery, however, was not one of them. Your knowledge tells you that Alderpash could not have moved his greatest treasure from the prison, as it contains his very soul. Baphomet's magic would make no distinction between the phylactery and the lich's physical body. Alderpash wags his finger at you.
You spring chickens are all so hasty. Wait until your hair grows white, then you'll see how little was actually clear to you in your youth.
Tell me about the ineluctable prison.
Well, what are you interested in, my dear? I know a fair bit. My guards, you see, some of them like coin, and some are just afraid of me, so they tell me everything. I listen to their confessions each and every day. That's why I know all about the secret paths through this maze here, and a thing or two about the inmates. Alderpash perks up and adds in a cheerful voice, Here's a story for you, a fresh one. Believe it or not, lately this place has been having a bit of a pest problem in the form of a Vrock. A sneaky little thing, and nosy too. She filches any old thing, no matter its value, but goodness, she is dim. She even paid me a visit, thought I was sleeping. I had to pluck a couple of feathers.
How do I find my way through the labyrinth? Well, what do you think demonic pathways are for? Haven't you seen the arcane symbols inscribed all over the place? Those fiendish scribbles are the portals you need. They tie all the cells together, and the demons hop right through them. If there's a place you need that's of any importance whatsoever, it'll have a magic symbol like that. I'm looking for Iomede's herald. He's being held here. He rolls his unnerving eyes. Ah, the noisy fellow. Honestly, all that screaming. I know they're torturing him, but still. I wish I could take his melodious throat and weld it shut with white-hot lead so he'd stop bothering everyone else. But no, can't get to him. They're holding him in the most secure torture room of all, and the warden always keeps the coveted key close by. Who in this prison can help me fight Baphomet? Alderpash laughs, baring his strong, large, yellowish teeth. Oh, my dear, this dungeon is full of those who wish Baphomet ill. There's a catch, though. Most of them are dead as mutton. Not like me, I mean, properly dead. Their bones are dust and nothing but a ghost left. They're not going anywhere. That's the magic of the ineluctable prison for you. They sit here all locked up and cry. Oh, how they cry! And when the angel was brought in to be tortured, they all found themselves a cranny to hide in. Take a peek between the stones. You might find someone who can tell you something useful. Tell me about the history of this place. The ineluctable prison is Baphomet's favorite toy, but no matter how much he brags about it, it's not of his making. Back when Baphomet was still a lusty young goat, he was itching to impress his mother and lover Lamashtu, and he thought stealing the Prince of Darkness's most treasured scepter was a fantastic idea. Like any other foolish endeavor, it all ended in tears. Asmodeus caught the thief by the horns, gave him a good spanking, burned his cattle brand on Baphomet's forehead, and threw him into the ivory labyrinth to rot in darkness and utter rancor. That's where the Prince of Darkness made his blunder. As my subjects knew well, before imprisoning a thief, one should cut off both their hands, for that is the only way to wean them off this awful habit. Baphomet called to his esteemed mother, but Lamashtu refused to save such an embarrassment, and our little goat was left all alone. I don't know what he did to get the demon lord Ereshkigal's attention, but she took a sudden interest in his troubles and gave him a clue about how to escape. Don't go thinking she's some paragon of mercy, however. She's still a demon, and her gift was poisoned. In his attempts to make sense of Ereshkigal's words, our goat drove himself quite insane, which undoubtedly brought his benefactor a great deal of entertainment. Yet he managed to solve her riddle, and once he did, he stole the ivory labyrinth and brought it into the abyss. He couldn't leave, you know. It was such was Asmodeus's will. But technically, he never left. He was still in the maze. A true rascal. The labyrinth became the heart of the realm that he formed in the abyss after his escape. He must have been feeling nostalgic about the good old days. How else can you explain the fact that he turned the seal burned on his brow by Asmodeus into his second personal symbol? The little hornhead must miss being tortured on the Prince of Darkness's rack. How did you end up here? I was betrayed, my dear. Sorshen, Rune Lord of Lust, was nothing compared to me, yet she wanted to take my place as the leader and found a source of truly legendary powers. Naturally, I was furious and thought I'd do away with the upstart. To even the odds, I made a deal with Baphomet. I borrowed a part of his might and promised to give him Sorshen when I was done playing with her. Oh, she was a wild one. But the Lord of Beasts came to me and demanded payment when I was just putting my cunning plans into motion. It goes without saying that Baphomet was more interested in taking me instead of some Sorshen. So, under the pretext of me breaking the terms of our pact, he seized me. A show of treachery on his part, yes, but what else could you expect from a demon? Rune Lord of Lust, you say? I'm sure I've known at least 3 ladies of certain morals who use that particular moniker. Did you lot have by any chance a Rune Lord of Veracity, or of Bibulousness, of raucous rebels that keep the whole street awake until the wee hours of the morning? Alderpash lets out a chuckle of contempt. The small minds of your generation cannot grasp the higher mystical meanings of sin. Unsurprising, then, that our teachings have degenerated into your primitive system of magic schools. You're asking if we had the magic of veracity, or gluttony, to be precise? Of course we had. You call it necromancy, the insatiable hunger, the lust for life force, both your own and another's, the manipulation of corporeal energies. Come to think of it, my words are wasted on you, lover of revels. Not all prisoners are allowed this kind of luxury. Don't be fooled, this is all just Baphomet's idea of a joke. That weasel wants to remind me every day how much I lost when he captured me. He went to the trouble of making my cell look exactly like my chambers in Bakrakhan. My dear, sometimes I take one look at it and I just... He stops mid-sentence, clenching his fists until they crack, and you notice signs of repeated, rigorous restoration all around. Looks like Alderpash has had a number of fits of temper over the centuries of imprisonment. You notice that, contrary to what Alderpash has just said, not all of the interior of the cell belongs to the era of the Rune Lord's rule in Thassalon. Far from it. Many items in here came into use at a much later period in history, mostly those that are implements for the arcane arts. You can clearly tell that Alderpash's phylactery is somewhere within his chambers, despite his attempts to hide this fact. His concern is understandable. After all, if you destroy it, he will lose his immortality. The phylactery could be absolutely anything, any of the furnishings or the trinkets around here. If I were an ancient lich from Thassalon, what would my phylactery look like? Alderpash's rasping voice sounds hostile. Your curiosity might cost you dearly. Do yourself a favor and drive those dangerous thoughts away. I'll speak with him about business in a moment. Oh. Don't go just yet, my dear. We need to have a chat first. Important matters, you see. Here's the thing. I've grown weary of sitting here and I can't escape. I've tried so many things, every trick in the book. Nothing. Baphomet placed enchantments on me that hold me in this cell and utterly refused to let me walk out the door. And anti-magic spells have never been my forte. I've always believed incineration to be the best defense against enemy sorcery, and here I am, languishing in here. Would you, my dear, kindly help me escape? I'd make it worth your while. What do you say? What kind of payment will I get for helping you? I have something that could prove useful to you. Back when I still lived, I was interested in a certain plane called Jandalay, a remarkable place, a chimera of sorts, the graveyard for dead planets. Getting there is tricky, but I managed to capture one of the guardians of that plane. I wore them down in a torture chamber, wringing some of their knowledge from them before they perished. He traces an unfinished rune on the table with his finger. This is part of the rune of Jandalay that offers protection from chaos, a substantial asset in the war with the demons, don't you think? Help me regain my freedom, and I'll teach you or your servants how to inscribe this rune. What will you do if you get out of here? Well, first I'll get my kingdom back. I'll enslave the populace, conquer my neighbors, maybe commit genocide against some particularly unruly nation. Build myself an army by taking children from their mothers and putting the latter to the sword. Orphans make for loyal troops, you know. I'll clap everyone else in irons and make them work without a moment's rest until my coffers are overflowing. Those who are useless in both war and work will be cut down in mass sacrifices. Basically, I'll make myself comfortable and lead a quiet existence without bothering anyone. Give me a moment. You know what? Harsh as you are, I'm not going to help you. Clicking his tongue, Alderpash shakes his head disapprovingly. Young people are so quick to judge, and I was so close to swearing that the misdeeds I'll commit when I'm free won't affect you. Think about this some more, my dear. No rash decisions now. Let me drop a save. You know what? What if I do? I'll help you escape. My word, magnanimity is a rare gift, my dear. I thoroughly approve of it, you know, although I possess none of it. I prefer vindictiveness and profiteering. Or maybe you are partial to self-interest yourself? If that's the case, I have no doubt. Have no doubt I'll reward you for your assistance handsomely. I've heard they have a rather curious scroll in this maze's sanctum. The spell it holds will cancel out any magic around it, and its power is formidable. A handy little thing, wouldn't you say? The only problem is that the scroll was written using a special Osirian cipher that hardly anyone is familiar with. It's a good thing I've had a penchant for languages from a young age. Bring me the scroll, and it just might break Baphomet's magic. What sort of scroll is it? Ah, my dear, don't bore yourself with the dusty fables of old. There was some zealot priestess who was expecting the end of all things and the coming of the armies of darkness, so she wrote the scroll so that her descendants would read it when the hour was right and break the invaders' arcane powers. It's all balderdash, really. We rune lords must have taught our slaves and servants wrong. We were delving into the arts of commanding the powers of this world, yet our progeny, even the most talented one, keep hankering after ways to fawn over some god or other. Where should I look for it? One guard told me that the scroll is kept in one of the secret rooms of this prison. Unfortunately, the guard did not live long enough to tell me its exact location. Well, I have it. Alderpash's dry lips curve into an affectionate smile, just like a kindly grandfather taking delight in his clever granddaughter. Indeed. Go ahead, show me. Yes, that is it. Alderpash reads out the spell in a guttural tongue. The sorcery carries with it destructive force. The scroll expels a wave that dismantles any magic. He smirks, but the smile fades just as quickly, giving way to a puzzled expression. A mighty spell, to be sure, but it doesn't quite cut it. The goddess Wadjet, while powerful, dwells far from this place, and Baphomet, why, he's right here. His prescription still hangs above my head, utterly unchanged. Ah, we really should have educated our slaves better. The arcane arts have been all but lost over the ages. We need another approach, my dear. Power has failed to help us, then perhaps a clever trick will. Baphomet's decree was that I couldn't leave these chambers without his will. Well then, get me his will, a special little key that he gave to his warden. He can unlock any cell in this jail, any of its locks, such is the magic it holds. Then perhaps can trick the incantation that's holding me here. Baphomet was the one who gave her the key. You could say it carries part of his will. And if it unlocks the door, won't that mean that Baphomet has released me? What's this a key now? About a key now? Oh, it's no secret that any master should have a key that fits any door in their house. There is one such key here in the ineluctable prison, and the warden is forbidden from relinquishing it on pain of death. Although by the time you get your hand on that key, she won't need to worry about that last part. Where should I look for it? Baphomet's chapel is hard to miss. Go wherever they're howling his praises, spilling blood, and copulating more furiously than anywhere else. Obviously, you should kill the priests, and don't spare any of the slaves either. Why risk relieving witnesses that could rat us out and hinder our plans? I'll get you what you need. Alderpash nods in approval and gives you an adoring look. Make haste, my dear. I'm fed up with this oubliette. I did not lose all of my spells. All my spell protection, so I'm still actually fine. Good. Okay, that is definitely good. Or did it? Oh no! Oh no, it did dispel some of them. How did the land get greater in... Okay, we did lose some of our protections. Dispels resist acid communal. Yeah, it does actually dispel random things from us. Alright. What did it dispel? We lost... Let's see. Really? Outflank? That's not a thing. It did get rid of the communal true seeing, though. Oh, wait. It dispelled one random effect from each of us. That's what it did. Okay. That's all it was. Alright. Let me reload. I do kind of want to hold on to those effects, so maybe we'll do this later. It probably still won't work.
My skills
Oh,
are
hang on.
excellent.
It seems that this liquid metal was what Alderpash chose as the vessel for his soul. Well, that'll be something to look at. But we'll deal with that later. For now, I'm going to end this episode here. Next episode, we're going to take a look elsewhere in this place. We still have more paths to take. But that'll be in the next episode. So, until then, I am Chester44. I'll send in Spalai. That is me, Sela, Woljif, Darren, Lan, and Nenio. This has been a Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous, and I shall see you all next time.